What if I told you the difference between losing your 100K and multiplying it into 1 million could come down to the tools you use? Not just hammer and nails tools, but decision tools, analysis tools, negotiation tools. Today I'll show you every tool in my system, what I use, why I use it, and how you can use it too, even if you're starting with just 10K, because I'm not relying on luck. I'm relying on leverage, and not just financial leverage, but intellectual leverage. So here's the deal. I've committed to deploying $100,000 of real hard-earned money, not into crypto, not into stocks, into real estate as a long-term wealth engine. But I'm not just throwing cash at deals. I'm building a system, one that multiplies results without multiplying my risk. And tools, the right tools, are at the heart of that system. Today I'm going to walk you through everything I use to analyze deals, track cash flow, communicate with agents and lenders, vet contractors and property managers, protect downside risk, and streamline the entire process. And here's the kicker. Most of them are either free or cheap. Let's start at the top, the deal analysis stack. Every time I hear someone say, "You don't need tools, just hustle," I smile. Because they're usually the same people stuck doing $10 work, while the wealth builders are automating $10,000 decisions. So let me show you how I'm stacking tools like leverage. Let's start with deal sourcing. I'm not clicking Zillow endlessly hoping for a good deal to show up. I've set alerts across multiple platforms. I'm using Zillow, yes, but also Redfin, Roofstock, and even Craigslist in a few markets. I get new listings daily, filtered by my criteria: price range, cash flow estimate, number of units, and rent potential. Then I track them in a spreadsheet that auto-updates based on Zapier integrations and Gmail filters. When a lead hits my inbox, it's auto-logged. That's not hustle. That's leverage. Now, let's talk deal analyzers. I built my own analyzer in Google Sheets, based on the frameworks from BiggerPockets Rental Property Calculator, REI Hub, Michael Zuber's One Rental at a Time spreadsheet, but I simplified it. Because I don't want fluff. I want fast answers. Purchase price, rent, expenses, financing, and I instantly get net operating income, monthly cash flow, cash on cash return, break even, rent, total ROI, including equity growth, appreciation, tax benefits. I've also added a risk overlay. If the rent drops by 10%, does it still cash flow? If the interest rate spikes, am I in trouble? I run stress tests on every deal. Because 100K is not a game. Now let's talk financing tools. I've used Bankrate to compare mortgage rates, StackSource to browse commercial loan options, Lending Tree to shop lenders without hitting my credit 10 times, and a local mortgage broker I found on BiggerPockets. I also built a decision matrix to evaluate loan terms. A 7% interest loan with 0 points might be worse than 6.5% with 2 points depending on my hold time. I model the break-even month for each option. That's how I make financing decisions, with data, not gut. Next, market research. I use US Census dashboards for population and income trends, BLS.gov for job growth, city data, and Niche for neighborhood-level info, Google Earth to visually scan blocks and infrastructure, Rent-O-Meter and Zumper to check rent comps. I combine that with crime maps and school ratings from greatschools.org. If a market has rising crime and dropping school scores, I walk. And I track everything in Notion. I built a real estate investment database in Notion that includes market shortlists, deal tracker, a vendor database, PM contact, maintenance log, capex projections, tax records and depreciation schedules. It's my real estate operating system. Let's go deeper. I use ChatGPT and Claude AI to draft letters to sellers, scripts to agents, and refine my emails to lenders. This isn't cheating, it's smart delegation. For example, when I needed a cold email to contact a seller directly, I asked ChatGPT to write it like a professional investor who's direct but respectful. Then I adjusted the tone to match my style. That saved me an hour and got me a call back. Now, project management. I use Trello to track everything. Market research board, active deals, pipeline, rehab estimate, content planning. Each card is tagged, dated, and checklist enabled. This way I can manage my investment pipeline and YouTube content simultaneously without burnout. Now let's talk contractors and property management. I use Thumbtack, Angie's List, and local Facebook groups to vet vendors. I interview 3 minimum. I ask for photos, licenses, reviews, and references. And I never pay more than 30% up front. Ever! I use HelloSign and DocuSign to manage contracts digitally, and I store everything in Google Drive, organized by market name, property name, contract, inspection, photos, PM report. I want to be able to pull any file from my phone at a tenant walkthrough or a bank meeting. Now let's get into AI tools. I'm using Pictory and 11 Labs to automate this video content. Why? Because this channel documents real investing. And automation lets me keep creating while still buying property. I record scripts like this once. AI edits, cuts, and adds voiceover. That's 90% of my video production handled while I'm on a property call. Smart creators don't burn out. They outsource to systems. Let's talk money management. I use QuickBooks for tracking expenses, Bench.co for accounting, Gusto for future payroll planning, Wave for invoicing small service vendors, and my own custom spreadsheet for net worth tracking. Every Saturday, I review all income, expenses, and deal updates in a 90-minute wealth review session. That's how I catch errors before they compound. For affiliate income, like this video, I use Amazon Associates, ConvertKit for link tracking, and Genius Link for smart redirecting. So if someone in Canada clicks an affiliate link, it sends them to the Canadian Amazon store. One click, multiple commissions. Let's not forget legal tools. I use Rocket Lawyer for lease templates, LegalZoom for LLC formation, Nolo.com for landlord-tenant guides by state, ChatGPT-4 with custom prompts to review basic lease clauses. This doesn't replace a lawyer, but it makes me 10x more prepared when I do speak with one. Next, tax. I use a tax strategist, not a basic CPA. But I feed him clean books, categorized deductions, and depreciation schedules that I built using Stessa and REI Hub. I'm not waiting until April to see what happened. I'm planning for taxes in July, October, and January, so I win all year. Let's close this out with tools that protect my peace. I use Aura for online identity protection, Notion's journal template to track decisions and lessons, Forest app to do 45-minute focused work sprints, a Google form called Investment Diary, where I log every major decision because mindset compounds too. This isn't just a tech stack. It's my wealth-building engine. And here's my philosophy. You don't need 100 tools. You need the right few, used relentlessly. Now, here's your action plan. Want to copy my system? Check the links in the description. I've added affiliate links to the most valuable tools I personally use. Comment below. What's one tool you'd never invest without? Subscribe to follow every episode as I move 100K into real estate with real results. Next episode, I lay out my exact exit plan, my 5-year game strategy, and what happens when this experiment ends. This is Dropout Investor, where systems work harder than I do, and 100K is just the beginning.